Hello there, survivors, and thank you, Guardian, for the invitation to share my thoughts about the subject. First and foremost, I like The Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogy, even if there are some tismy moments in it. That being said, I am not a die-hard Tolkien fan, and I am unaware of most of the material littered throughout the man's work. So, when I first heard that there was going to be a new series that takes place in Middle-earth, I was excited to come back to such a rich setting. But, as time went on, and the more properties got milked and starved for everything they're worth, I grew skeptical of the upcoming show. Even more so, once I had heard the interviews from the creative team talk about their interpretation of Tolkien's work, rather than try to create a faithful adaptation. Rumors began spreading around that Amazon wanted the show to be the next Game of Thrones, violence and sexual content included, and that was when I became worried. After seeing my favorite franchise get shat on and set ablaze, all in the name of Ray Palpatine, I could sympathize heavily with the Tolkien fanbase. Then, the first trailer dropped. I have no opinions either way specifically about what we have seen because there is nothing in there to grab a hold of story-wise. We see some characters, and some new vistas, which look similar to the world of Middle-earth, and yet somehow don't fit the aesthetic properly either. As for the actors, normally I would chalk that up to the company trying to get the best actor for the role, regardless of skin color. However, it's been very apparent that since it was discussed by the developers from almost a year ago, this is not the case. These people have been hired to play these roles, specifically to check a box on what the company thinks should be the proper amount of representation in any show or movie moving forward. The best we could hope for is that the story does not revolve around this ridiculous premise, and that everyone tries their hardest to not only give a good performance, but also that there is an understandable and coherent story throughout. Now, as for the marketing and how Amazon has been handling things since the initial teaser trailer, that is an entirely different matter. Since the marketing has been so focused on diversity, rather than honoring the author's intent with what is arguably the greatest fantasy tale ever written, fan backlash has been on the rise, and for good reason. The telltale signs of manipulation and defacing of another beloved franchise can already be seen from the company, and all I can do is applaud how hard the fanbase is fighting against the oncoming destruction that I'm sure will follow in September. The company first put out a promotional video about a group of people who are trying to act like they have a shared love for this franchise, but it comes across as pandering and downright scripted. Also, there's a guy pissing in the corner in the part of the video. After many pointed this out, the video was unlisted. However, the foul stench of hypocrisy and piss still lingers in the air. As for the teaser trailer, it was discovered that there has been a mass purging of comments from the video, in excess of almost 30,000 as of late. But that's not even the most troubling part. It seems that in YouTube's efforts to get rid of the dislike extension, it slipped out that the teaser trailer had almost 2 million dislikes compared to the almost 170,000 it showed almost a week before. Then, 2 days later, the dislikes dropped down to 1.2 million. YouTube is either working with or is being bought out by Amazon to obscure the like to dislike ratio as much as possible to try and keep people interested in the upcoming show. Amazon, I'm talking directly to you now. What have you done? You've been given a chance to try and catch lightning in a bottle once again, and with such a massive budget. Your marketing should have focused on what story threads there might be in the show, how actors were cast because of their auditions, not because of their skin color, and even if you wanted to take some creative liberties, you should have explained how this show could be an otherworld story, or even better yet, keep the original characters out of the mix. This was a chance to create a spin-off series that could have expanded the world, not shrink it down to a color wheel. Also, thanks for letting us know that there will be a mass genocide in your show because none of these skin tones will be around in 1,000 years. Good job. The floor is yours, Guardian. I've got to go back to my radioactive wasteland where things make more sense before I blow my brains out. Good day, sir.